What's up, guys?
They prefer to employ Togolese people, Togolese and Ghanaians. Imagine.
Nigerians reduced to animals. Reduced.
Today, I want you to have a look at these two clips I'm about to show. And whenever I come across such statements coming from, Nigerians, other Nigerians themselves, this makes me feel so great. Why? Because at least somebody has been able to accept where the problem is coming from when it comes to Nigerians. So with Nigeria, the problem they are facing has nothing to do with other countries, unlike how other countries rather, experience, or what other countries rather experience in the hands of some Nigerians, especially those who go or travels out there purposely for crime's sake, just to commit crimes, either for child trafficking or human trafficking, for drugs, for money rituals, ritual killings, for, you can name all of them, like a whole lot. It's a whole lot. And it's like whenever you try talking to them or advising them, they always have to come defending the criminal activities of some of their brothers and sisters in the diaspora. So whenever I come across sincere and honest Nigerians speaking the truth or facing the facts, it brings me so much joy. So I came across these videos and I was like, nah, I need to share this, to everybody out there. At least accepting the fact that you have a problem is the problem halfway solved. Then, like I always say, Nigerians' issues mostly has to do with the people, then the leaders. I have this clip from this young Nigerian youth who seems to be a graduate, and it's like, finding it so difficult to adjust to the system, the leaders have created for the Nigerians. This guy came out calling out the government, telling the media nothing but the truth, the facts, and at least, somebody is really speaking up. So kudos to him. And this man is also speaking nothing but facts and telling the Nigerian government the plain truth. Let's go have a look at these videos, and when I come back, we'll talk some more. So we're going to start with the young guy who had a whole lot to tell the leaders. But, sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it hurts when somebody comes in your country or you are in your country, then whenever you kind of like issues with employment, and right there in your eyes, what you can see is foreigners rather taking over, the jobs and all that, or foreigners rather getting employed and all that. It's some type of way, you're going to definitely feel some kind of way, because in your own country, you shouldn't be treated like that. And that is one of the contributing factors as to why South Africans are also agitating that, aside the criminalities of some Nigerians and all that, they're also facing similar problems, like, foreigners taking over the jobs and all that. So if a Nigerian youth is, complaining about such, incidents happening in Nigeria, or that sometimes happens in Nigeria, and when he was talking, he was calling out Togolese and Ghanaians, that they are the ones that get employed and all that. But sometimes that also has to do with the attitude of the youth, the Nigerian youth. Because if there is a Togolese or a Ghanaian who is humble enough to, work for his boss, or who turns out to be truthful and well qualified for the job, why not? He should be, he should be employed. But what if, per the experiences some of the bosses have had with some Nigerian youths, they prefer, working with Ghanaians and Togolese? There is no problem with that. So if a Nigerian youth can come out calling out Togolese and Ghanaians for sometimes filling in, certain vacancies, which could have rather gone a long way to help the Nigerian youth in Nigeria. Then Nigerians should understand what South Africans are also talking about. Because aside, like I said, aside the drugs, the killings, the prostitutions they are using their women for and all that, they're also talking about these same issues. Nigerians taking over, or some foreigners taking over their jobs. So, Nigerians should learn to, take criticism and, take it in good faith and rather try working on them than always coming to defend the indefensible. Like I said, South Africans are also, calling them out for the same, reason. So those Nigerians out there who doesn't understand South Africans for in and what really baffles me is the fact that the moment they try complaining, then Nigerians comes out like the South Africans, like foreigners are taking over, they Nigerians are taking over their jobs and all that. He calls South Africans are lazy. Okay, what about what this guy is saying in the video? Doesn't mean Nigerian youth are lazy. That's why Togolese and Ghanaians are taking over the, job, opportunities. See? So while you are complaining about others, someone is also complaining about you, but you don't want to understand the one complaining about you. But I'm definitely sure you will side with this one complaining about others. Sometimes we need to call a spade a spade. Sometimes we need to be truthful. We need to be blunt with the truth and tell it as it is. For how long are you gonna keep defending criminalities? For how long are you gonna keep talking trash about somebody whenever you're taking over their job space or their marketplaces? And mind you, the same thing, a similar, not the same thing, but a similar thing is happening, in Ghana, where Nigerians are all of a sudden, for some time now taking over Ghanaian, shops, and most especially going against the law. Instead of venturing into wholesale, they're rather taking over the retail, which is reserved for the indigenes of Ghana. And when Ghanaians talk, some of you guys comes out trying to act as if Ghanaians are overreacting, but you need to abide by the rules and the laws of the country, because the laws of the country says a Nigerian or a foreigner has to engage in wholesale businesses, not retail. The retail is reserved for Ghanaians and Ghanaians only. But here's the case whereby we have the Chinese, the Lebanese, and Nigerians taking over the marketplaces, competing with the locals when it comes to retail business, which is meant for only Ghanaians. So let's go watch this guy, listen to what he's saying. And to my Nigerians out there, don't be so mad at South Africans for standing up for their rights and doing what's best for them. You also have to figure your way out. Better still, you can come back to your country peacefully and make it a place you've always wanted it to be. Let's watch this guy and we'll be back. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. Like, share this video, and see you after the clip.
We are all in modern day slavery. A case study of what is actually going on right now in Lagos. I'm a graduate with a BSc. I'm on the streets. A graduate with a BSc now cannot do more in Lagos than be a cook, a secretary, or a cleaner. 80% of graduates in Lagos are homeless. It's high time that Nigerians get enlightened. We need to use our head. We need to come together and start thinking for ourselves. A lot of people, they will not employ Nigerians. Do you know who they prefer to employ? They prefer to employ Togolese people, Togolese and Ghanaians. Imagine, maintenance men that were flown in from China down here to Nigeria. They are handling expatriate positions, while us, we are the ones taking menial jobs. But now, let me tell you where it gets worse. They don't speak English. They don't teach us Chinese. The only job that is left for graduates is security, cook, cleaner. We're already competing for that position now. It's high time we stop hiding things from ourselves. The truth is out there. We carry sweaters, we carry bags, and everybody is homeless. Everybody is living in fear. How will a leader look through the contract he's about to sign and he will tell me that he did not provide space for graduates to get employed in a contract that he was handing out to foreigners? My brother, we need to wake up. If I on the street know this, then you that is inside that government office, if you don't know this, you don't deserve to be on that seat. We elect leaders without any understanding. So it's high time that we need to use our head.
Okay, so what do you think about what the guy said? It's the truth, right? But have you thought about it? That is the exact same thing some South Africans are also talking about, aside the criminalities of some Nigerians in South Africa. So let's go have a look at this second clip from this man who also tells the truth, just as it is, how Nigerian leaders have reduced Nigerians to nothing but, I'm not going to say it, you're going to hear it from the man himself. So let's go watch the video. And if you're Nigerian and you wonder why, you are not kind of like respected out there in the diaspora, wherever you go, that turns out to be a problem and chaos and all that, know that nobody hates you. The fact that we talk about you guys doesn't mean we hate you. We are talking because we are trying to protect our countries, not because we hate you. Because we know exactly what's going on in your country. And they are all caused by Nigerians and no other nationalities. Let's go watch the video and we'll be back. And this video has to do with this man telling Nigerian leaders nothing but the truth, calling them out for who they are and addressing them exactly how they're supposed to be addressed. Let's go watch the video and I'll see you afterwards.
The Igbos have a proverb. They say that when you find a pregnant goat, or any goat for that matter, dead in the yam barn, it did not die of hunger. You need me to repeat that? Don't worry. When you find a goat dead in the yam barn, you know those yam barn that you build with bamboo and you see plenty of yam decorating the walls, that goat did not die of hunger. Something else killed him. We are not poor. When we were starting this interview, you asked a question about Nigeria. Something led me to describe this country to you. Ours is a rich land. Our soils are good enough to produce everything we need to eat, drink, anything we want for sustenance and good life. It's already in our soil. We are poor by design because those who ruin this country and who are ruining the Nigerian victims, their hold on power is strengthened by the poverty of the people. A poor man's mind, an hungry man's mind is focused on survival. He's thinking about what to eat. He's thinking about what to drink. He's thinking about how to pay his house rent if he has a house. He's thinking of where to sleep if he's only walking the streets. He's thinking about his security. She's thinking, how do I sleep tonight without getting raped where I'm going to have to manage to sleep? She's thinking, how do I feed my children? The Nigerian is deliberately made to focus on survival so that he does not begin to query the simple suggestions they give him in place of answer. A man who is dependent on the grace of his political master to eat is not likely to query the wisdom of the political master who tells him that his neighbor and best friend is his enemy. So, you find that the Nigerian state deliberately weaponized poverty against its people. Even if you look at the palliative system, it gives you an idea of the weaponization of poverty that is endemic in Nigeria. You're going around, you'll be seeing several videos of palliatives being shared. Nigerians reduced to animals. Scooping rice with sand, and we are not declared to be at war yet. You see Nigerians scooping food, hot food, off boiling pots, reduced to animals. In a country where people are flying private jets all over the place. Reduced. You see young men reduced to beggars.
So in essence, the leadership.
It is leadership. It is the system, the governance system. And please stop using the word leadership. Just say ruiners. Look, If you want to be kind to Nigerian ruiners, call them rulers. Rulers are fixed in the moment. It's always about holding on to power. It's about maintaining hold on power. Those are rulers. Their job is to maintain themselves in power. And that's what Nigerian ruiners are. You can't call them leaders. Leaders see a destination in their mind. When they close their eyes, they can see destinations and they lead people in the direction of their vision. What is the vision governing anybody in Nigeria? None. We're sitting down conceiving of a new road project. By the time you are done conceiving, you find that even the concept is already outdated and obsolete. You are building rail lines that are only fit for the 1960s and 1950s. You are building them in the 2020s. Everywhere else in the world, when they are conceiving rail lines, they are thinking of something futuristic that will take you from point A to point B in record time, and then they crow about it. The complete lack of vision, the lack of ambition that governs Nigeria is there for everybody to see. In fact, it's even a good thing that you mentioned it. In Do Not Die in Their War, there is a chapter there, Aremu the Lion Cub. If you read that chapter, you will find the story I told of Obasanjo Presidential Library, where Obasanjo was gifted a lion cub and he built an enclosure for the lion. So a lion is being kept in an enclosure that cannot or should not even be the space to hold a dog, and that lion cannot even be taken for walks. It looked like a emaciated boar bull the first sight I had of it. That is the kind of vision governing Nigeria. They can't see beyond the minute. They can, the man, and that's the man, give it to him. Obasanjo remains the best of the lot that has governed this country, and yet the very best of the lot that has governed Nigeria, the extent of his vision when he was given a lion cub was to build an enclosure there is no more than about 3 by 3 square meters for a lion. Who is going to walk that lion? How is that lion going to get any exercise? Inside the concrete cage. That is the vision governing Nigeria. They cannot see beyond the moment. Pimpish imagination, all of them. What have they built? What do you see in Nigeria that is futuristic outside of their greed?
But the realness doesn't stop, if I use your words, the realness doesn't stop you from opening business, getting clients, getting customers, or doing what you need to do as an entrepreneur to build it.
You see, that is the error right there. Let me take on the toga of the entrepreneur now. Sometimes you don't even have power for days at a time. You're running a business and it is your job to provide energy supply, power supply to your own business. Are you a power company or a tailor? Are you an hairdresser or a power company? And then you have to go and buy petrol at that outrageous amount to fuel your generator. Am I a power company? Is that not part of what the government should do? I have Megad permanently. Look, the failure of governance, when I tell you that the poverty is systemic and is deliberate, it sounds highfalutin. We are supposed to be a capitalist country, or are we communist? We are capitalists. What is the meaning of capitalism? It means that capital is present in the place. You have access to credit. Where is the access to credit in Nigeria? There is no Nigerian bank today that can offer you a loan for less than 20-something%. What business are you going to do at 20-something% that you can pay the bank? What business? What are you going to do unless you are trading? Since when did trading become a productive part of our economy? How many people can you employ in a trading business? Manufacturing is the backbone of any economy. You have to have a manufacturing base. Even if it's an agric economy base, you will still have to find a way to work in there. Where is the capital? Where is power? Where are the infrastructures? Where are they?
But in the same system, we have those that made it, that created wealth.
What kind of wealth are they creating? Gambling, Bet Nija, Screw Nija, Gamble Nija.
Successful entrepreneurs.
Like which one? Like Dangote, monopolists. Who create monopolists like the one that they were busy? Oh, okay, yes, with his new refinery, have you? Very beautiful refinery, churning out millions of barrels of petrol every day. Buhari went and commissioned it, and we were afflicted by life proceedings for hours on end on the day in question. We are a nation of liars. They have created rent seekers who make money from the putrefied system. They erect toll gates based on monopolies. So they make money, and then you're pointing at them as though that is available to everybody else. Look, young people have been reduced to gamblers, prostitutes, Uber drivers. You know how many graduates are driving Uber in Lagos and everywhere else? Because it's about the only way they can become self-employed without being dependent on the system for their livelihood. The easiest way to become self-employed in Lagos is to be able to buy a Corolla. So you buy a Corolla, you become a Uber driver. And then you have to start dealing with the madness of the Nigerian police and all the multiple checkpoints that the state has created to fleece you even more. If it was so nice, if the opportunities were so available, why would everybody be running away? The best and brightest of this country are running every day. They are not migrating, they are fleeing.
Okay, so you heard it for yourself, right? This wasn't coming from me, it was coming from the man and the youth of Nigeria. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think they're right? Do you think they're blaming the exact people they are supposed to blame? Because some may say they are supposed to blame the youth more than the leaders. Some might also argue that, that is the leaders that runs the country and not the youth. So they are right in blaming the leaders. So Nigeria is where it is today, to me, because of the youth and the leaders combined. Because while the leaders are destroying or wasting Nigerian resources, the youth are also busy destroying the image of Nigeria by running to the diaspora instead of sitting back at home, protesting day in, day out, calling the government out for nothing but the best for the country. They rather prefer fleeing from the country. And when they flee to other countries, they don't want to obey the rules and regulations of that country and ends up committing crimes, going a long way to affect the image of Nigeria to the extent that no Nigerian out there in the diaspora is trusted. Trust me, no Nigerian out there in the diaspora is trusted. Whenever anybody is dealing with you, looks at you some way, looks at you, he relates with you with some kind of mentality. He always puts his guard on. Cause why? We have heard a whole lot and seen a whole lot, witnessed a whole lot from other Nigerians. So this is the reason why. To me, I would say the problem of Nigeria is both the leaders and the youth or the indigents or citizens of Nigeria. This is my take on this. What is yours? Let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, like, share the video. Don't forget to on your notification button. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for returning to view this video. And if you are a subscriber, kudos to you. I really appreciate you for all the good works and supports. So at this point, I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay strong, and peace out.